Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. I think if you're being honest with yourself, I think if you rewind time, you go back to the offseason, the trade, Nico Iamaleava off to UCLA, Joey Aguilar to the University of Tennessee. I think if you go back, I don't think anybody expected this type of success that Joey Aguilar has had in this offense, particularly because such a limited time in that transfer, in that offseason, that small little window to jump into the playbook, to learn, to grasp, to understand what Josh Heupel wants to do in this offense. I don't think many of us had it on our bingo card that we'd be sitting here with 2 games left in the season and seeing Joey Aguilar lead the conference in passing yards, seeing Joey Aguilar lead the conference in touchdown passes. And really the last week, we've had a lot of conversations about the 2026 football team because we're getting ready to go into transfer portal chaos. You look at this roster and you start picking and choosing where would you spend your money. And I ask you, what are the priorities in this football team as we look ahead to 2026? But one of the big talking points was the number of weapons, the guys that are returning, right? Some of the question marks we had in 2025 are going to be strengths for this offense in 2026. You start with the wide receiver group, a group where we questioned going into it. We only had 7 scholarship wide receivers, and 3 of those guys were true freshmen. But you see what Mike Matthews has done. You see what Braylon Staley has done. Those guys going to be back next season. Radarius Jackson, an opportunity to grow. Travis Smith has all kinds of talent, and you're bringing in a crop of wide receivers in the class of 26 that could contribute as freshmen when you're talking about guys like Tristan Keys, Celesi Moa. Tennessee has weapons. You look at the offensive line, a question mark. You're replacing 4 out of 5 starters. Now you look ahead to next year. I think Lance Hurd has probably earned himself some money in the NFL draft. Slide Big Dave over to left tackle. You got Jesse Perry, Wendell Moy, Sam Pendleton. You're returning a lot of guys on that offensive line. So the question becomes, who's going to lead this offense? Who's going to be the quarterback? Jake Merklinger likely off to the transfer portal. We've been talking about this decision for Josh Heupel. If it's George McIntyre, Faison Brandon, do you go get a guy in the portal? Do you go get a guy to compete for the starting job? Are you looking for that middleman? People want to talk about Joey Aguilar. We talk about his eligibility. Some people have been saying for weeks he's going to come back. He can come back. I've been saying that I need a sign that Joey Aguilar wants to come back to the University of Tennessee, that he wants to challenge for that eligibility because he was asked a couple of weeks ago about it. And let's take a listen to what Joey Aguilar had to say.
I guess everywhere you go in life is part of the story, right? And you can't really go back and change things. But have there been times this season where you've kind of looked around and been like, more than 1 year would have been nice?
Yeah, but the 1 year, I'm blessed for this 1 year and grateful to be here for this year. So, I'm just thankful and, took advantage of the opportunity.
I guess on that note, eligibility is pretty fluid in college sports these days. Do you give any thought about what your plans are for next year?
Gonna try to see where I can go at the next level. And if something happens, something happens.
I want to see where I can go at the next level. If something happens, something happens. I made a video when he met with the media that day, and I said, there's nothing here that makes me think Joey Aguilar is going to push to come back until now. We can go to Twitter and take a look at this. And this gives me some hope. This gives me some indication. This gives me a sign that Joey Aguilar wants to return. On3 tweets it out. New Tennessee quarterback Joey Aguilar has joined Diego Pavia's lawsuit against NCAA's JUCO rule, FOS reports. The suit argues that playing junior college should not count towards D1 eligibility. This shows me that Joey Aguilar wants to return. How much better can this offense be if Joey is QB1 going into a second year? We're going to take a look at the article. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. But as always, I need you guys to do that YouTube stuff for me. Smash the thumbs up down there below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy. It helps the channel. I would appreciate it. If it's your first time here, welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. We don't pretend to be that. What we are is exactly what you guys are. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like it, subscribe, click the bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Had a fun live stream this morning. Brent Hubbs of VolQuest.com was in the house. Go back, give it a watch. I'll link it right here at the end of the video. You guys can go back and check that out. Tomorrow, we're going to be live an hour before kickoff and then immediately following the game. So come hang out. Always a good time hanging out on the Talkin VAWLS Network. But let's go over to on3.com. Let's take a look at this article. What does this mean? What does it mean that Joey Aguilar is joining Diego Pavia's lawsuit. Let's go through it here. Diego Pavia's attorney files amended complaint against NCAA's JUCO rule. Joey Aguilar added as a plaintiff. Again, that shows me Joey has some interest. Now, does this mean that Joey's coming back? Does this mean that Joey is definitely going to return next year? No, it doesn't, but it shows me that he is at least interested in coming back. It says Vanderbilt quarterback Diego Pavia's attorney has filed an amended complaint against the NCAA's JUCO rule. Front Office Sports' Amanda Kristovich reported Tennessee quarterback Joey Aguilar is also added to the lawsuit as one of the new plaintiffs. The expectation was multiple new plaintiffs would be added to the suit. FOS previously reported. Pavia has previously said he is not seeking another year of eligibility, but adding plaintiffs would allow them to benefit from a potential rule change. Now, when you go back and look at what happened with Diego Pavia, the NCAA stepping in, it was a one-time waiver, and that was for the 2025 season. Some people got confused there because it said 2025, 2026 academic calendar, but it was a one-time waiver. That's how Joey Aguilar is playing this year. That's how he's playing in the 2025 season. Otherwise, he would be out of eligibility. Now, Diego Pavia filed the lawsuit, later came back and said, I'm not coming back. I'm not returning. But again, we read here, adding multiple plaintiffs, this thing is going to continue to drag out. It says Aguilar is one of a handful of new plaintiffs. Vanderbilt wide receiver Trey Richardson and Virginia Tech linebacker also expected to be added. Pavia received a 6th season of eligibility following a preliminary injunction late last year as a result of his suit against the NCAA. As his attorneys work to make it a class action case, though, the Vanderbilt quarterback said he does not intend on playing another year at Vanderbilt. This year, Vanderbilt had an 8-2 record and came in number 14 in the latest college football playoff rankings. The Commodores are currently getting ready for a matchup against Kentucky on Saturday. None of that matters. I do not care. What I care about is that Joey Aguilar now listed as a plaintiff. Again, this means this is not cut and dry. This doesn't mean that Joey is definitely coming back. It tells me that Joey Aguilar possibly wants to come back. This is huge. And whether you are sold on Joey Aguilar or not, I've seen a lot of people maybe really not buying into Joey after the last couple of games, and that's something he's got to clean up as you get ready to go down to the Swamp tomorrow night. We've not gone down there and won since 2003, and if we're going to break that trend, we're going to break that streak, Joey Aguilar has to be better. He can't put the ball in harm's way. 2 turnovers against New Mexico State, 2 turnovers against Oklahoma. You add the fumble, 3 turnovers there. You can't go down to the Swamp and win if that's the case. But we're sitting where we are at because of Joey Aguilar. Joey Aguilar was a blessing in disguise. Now, I've said it before on this channel, we're never going to know what Nico would have been. We don't know what Nico would have looked like with another year of development, another year of growth. But what I can tell you is Joey Aguilar, in my opinion, was an upgrade over Jake Merklinger. That's why he came in and won the competition. That's why all people are expecting, all the insiders, all the experts, expecting Jake Merklinger to be off to the transfer portal. And Josh Heupel was going to be faced with a difficult decision. Do you hand the reins over to George McIntyre, a redshirt freshman? You got Faison Brandon coming in as a true freshman. Do you go to the portal? We've talked about Sam Levitt here lately, a guy that has 2 years of eligibility. I think he could have came in here and started in the 2026 season if you were able to get him. But if you do that, you go get a guy with 2 years of eligibility. What does that do to George McIntyre? Now he becomes the middle guy. Is he out the door? Joey Aguilar is the answer. Think about Joey. Look at what he's done with the limited offseason, right, guys? You got to remember, Nico transferred after spring camp. Joey finished his degree. He was going to school online at App State. He was still out in California. He got in the playbook, had a limited time fall camp. How much better is Joey Aguilar when he gets to sit in that film room and break things down all offseason long? How good is Joey Aguilar with an entire offseason, with a spring camp, an entire summer, another fall camp? How good is Joey Aguilar if he is leading this football team in 2026? And again, saying that that Joey Aguilar is added as a plaintiff in this Diego Pavia thing does not mean that Joey's coming back, but it shows me that he is taking a step towards that. What are your thoughts? Jump in the comment section. Let's talk about it. Smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. You want to do me a favor? Hit that thanks button down below. It's like a super chat on a video. The wife and kids would appreciate it. I saw this news. I jumped up from the dinner table and ran down here to the man cave and wanted to jump on and talk about it. So hit that thumbs up. Share this video out all over the internet. If you want to hit that thanks button, I would greatly appreciate it. You can also support the channel by hitting the join button down below. Only $1 a month. We appreciate that support. You can go check out some merchandise at bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.